Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another show, the Bill Crane Report. My good friend Ed Hemway, here by my side to cover up my mistakes.
Oh, no, don't say that.
And all. So, winter is upon us. So, we've gone from fall into winter. Come on, spring.
November is usually the cloudiest month of the year.
Yeah,
and it hasn't been too bad until recently. I mean, we've had a lot of sunny days, but it is the cloudiest month of the year, November. Meteorologically, if I said that.
Tell me something which just is nothing to do with anything, but you ran Norfolk Hardware for a good many years. Was there any month that was year in, year out more busier than the others?
I would probably say the spring, probably April and May. Yeah.
Because people got, Waldo, you've got to start this project.
Outside, it's mostly outside,
That's a good answer.
But I also noticed over the years that once we hit Labor Day, if you put on your jacket and your sweater and all that right after Labor Day, the winter was lousy, cold and snowy. And if Labor Day came and you're wearing short sleeves almost to the end of the month, the winters wouldn't be that bad. And also, I sold more, my stuff, if it was going to be an earlier winter in early September than I would if it wasn't. So there was a couple indicators, animals and the weather.
Wow.
Yeah. And even this year, we were wearing short sleeves in October. So I would say, based on that, we're probably going to have, a fairly mild winter. Not hot, but mild, and not a lot of snow.
I look at the Weather Channel from time to time. I spend most of my time Channel 4 weather. I like Eric.
Yeah, Eric's a nice guy.
So that's where I get my local weather. But I turn on the Weather Channel to see the fronts moving and all that stuff. And the long-range forecast from the Weather Channel was a mild winter. Yeah. So I voted for that.
Yeah,
I raised my hand.
Yeah. But then again, Friday, before this past Saturday, they were saying, well, it's going to rain at night, and by 9 or 10, it's going to, the rain will stop, and the sun will be out around noontime. Well, as it turned out, it rained most of the day. So my answer to the weatherman, if you can't predict 6 to 10 hours in advance, how can you tell me what's going to happen in January, February? And the same with the Farmer's Almanac. It's going to be snowy, cold winter every year. Never said it's going to be a mild, snowy, cold winter. And half the time they were right.
I know. So. Well, you know what? 50% isn't a bad batting average in baseball.
No, that's true. But I hear they're going out of business. Farmer's Almanac.
One of the Farmer's Almanacs. Now, there's more than one.
Oh, there is? Oh, I didn't know that.
But one of them is going out. Maybe the longest running one. I'm not sure. But I did see that story.
Well, the younger people don't really read that. It's the people over 60 that look at that. And we're going and gone, and then no one knows what.
The younger people would say, what's an almanac? So, I mean, they wouldn't have much interest in it. Oh, boy. Well, I've got sort of an interesting, stupid show lined up here. But I'm going to kind of sort it out while we go along. But first thing I thought I'd talk about was a story from Germany. Guess what? Germans are giving up beer.
Oh, God. Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
Wow.
In recent years, when they did a poll of Germans drinking beer, the answer was always 46, 47, or 48% said, yes, I drink beer. The latest one is down to 41%.
Wow.
Now that's a big drop. And out of the 1,500 breweries in Germany,
Wow.
more than 50 have closed in the past year. In Germany, even tiny little towns had a brewery.
Yeah. Well, I
But-
think that's an age factor too,
Yeah.
because I think the younger people are not drinking as much, but they're doing more weed. So it's going from one thing to the other.
I think
So-
you
and
got
that's,
something.
and that's the way it's going.
Yeah, yeah. They were saying that the breweries are coming to this big brewer, Einbecker, and saying, "Would you like to buy my company?" So, non-alcoholic beer is also finding its space over there in Germany. Now, I gotta tell you something. I used to like beer. I used to drink beer. But I was in Germany for 2 years, and I got to love German beer. I mean, it is just so much better than American beer. This is breaking my heart, even though I'll never go to Germany again, but sorry to see this happening.
Yeah. It's an old tradition again.
Yeah.
Going down the way.
Who knows what's going to happen next?
Nope.
This is a good story. It isn't really a great story, but it's a good story. Quebec Hydropower to hit the region's grid soon. We're going to be getting electricity from Quebec, from dams up there.
Hydroelectric.
Hydroelectric, and we're going to have it in our wires by the end of the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that means the rates will go down?
This is good.
I guess not.
Let's see here. There is a number here someplace. Oh, the savings for Massachusetts ratepayers are projected to be minimal. $1.52 a month
Oh, God.
on average for Eversource and National Grid.
Wow. God, you can't even buy penny candy with that.
No, I mean that's $18 a year.
I think they better they're doing nuclear again, and I think that's going to be the thing.
You know, I think that one of the greatest, mistakes this country has ever made was to listen to the lunatics that, oh, no, you can't have it. It'll burn us up. It'll do this. Oh, what if this explodes? It'll wipe out North Dakota and God Almighty. And they had no facts to back up their lies.
Well, the thing they had, was it 3 Mile Island? Was
Yeah.
that the one? Well, that sort of said, see, we told you so.
That's right.
And then you had Chernobyl.
Yep.
And there's another one, so.
But it
yeah,
was,
but
it
that's.
was all contained.
Yeah, no, that's right. I mean, it's
and-
only 2 out of,
Yeah.
hundreds of thousands.
And-
And France is 90% nuclear.
That's right. And they were both contained.
Right.
I mean, granted, look, it wasn't the greatest time. I mean, people worried about it.
Oh, yeah,
But once
yeah.
they understood it, it's like bumpers on cars. Well, it's, maybe it isn't perfect, but it helps you in a
Oh,
collision.
yeah.
It's,
And
but
it's not, it doesn't pollute the environment.
that's the point.
It's clean.
This is clean green. All right. Now, I will say this. I was brokenhearted about one aspect of this. When they were bringing the high tension wires into Maine to drop down to Massachusetts, my brother-in-law has a camp/house up in West Forks, which is about a town and a half away from the Canadian border on the western, the mountainous side. And wouldn't you know that they cleared beautiful, beautiful virgin timber and land right in the middle of that town. The town of 48 people.
48, wow.
Yeah. So I said to myself, oh, this really stinks. But it's over and done with. So the benefits outweigh the
risk.
So it's a 20-year contract for hydropower, and it's a steady rate. So that is a good thing.
Yeah.
The Bozos got something right.
Now, what percentage of the electricity we use is coming from this project? Would you say, does it tell? I mean, is it like 50% or 20% or?
Once operational, the line will deliver some 1,200 megawatts of hydropower to Massachusetts via the New England grid, enough to power more than 1 million homes. And then they say $1.52 a month, 20-year contract. Come on, I'll see if there's something over here.
Well, if it powers...
The road. No, that's something else. That was the lawsuit up in Maine where they voted to cancel this.
Well, if we knew how many homes there were in Massachusetts, and they did, what did you say, a million?
1 million.
1 million?
Yeah.
Well, that would tell us.
Tell you.
Yeah. That's all right. Just
no, there's no number in there. But I'll tell you what, that is a good move.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yep. And it's hydroelectric, so that's not going to go away.
No.
Or go up in price.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, they have got so many rivers and dams up there in Quebec that it's just unbelievable. I've got a bunch of crime stories coming up, but I'll see if I can get some other stuff done first. Some time ago, many moons ago, when I was writing my articles for the Boomerang newspaper, I wrote about the Brits, and they have a actual job called Man of Affairs, and it's a man you hire who comes in and takes care of your household. He pays the electric bills, he gets the car tuned up, he takes the kids back and forth to school, he pays all the bills. I mean, when Jack, the homeowner, brings home the paycheck, he hands it over to the Man of Affairs.
Does he do cooking too?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
He will do all that sort of thing.
God.
I think, however, there is, in the article I read, they do have a cook who comes in for a couple of meals a day.
Yeah. Okay.
I believe breakfast and supper.
That's good.
But anyway, so the article was about become a nanny. A nanny is a female version of this, but the Man of Affairs takes care of big things too, like your homeowner's insurance jumped. I'm going to go to 3 or 4 other insurance companies and see if we can't find a better deal here.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a pretty interesting job, and I wrote about it. And I said, now, if anyone wants to hire me, I'm available. I'm retired.
You can do all that stuff, too.
And I saw this coming, and I wrote it. It was a tongue-in-cheek article. But nonetheless, guess what's happened? Nannies to rich families, they're salaries range between $100,000 and $150,000 a year. I'll come out of retirement for that. Oh, and I listed in my article too a bunch of stuff, and also you have to teach Junior how to drive.
Oh, yeah.
And you have to, there's some overtime too. You have to take the kids to the prom or the football games. But anyway, it was an interesting deal, and I did it in a little bit of seriousness. That somebody wanted to hire me for that kind of money.
Yeah, sure.
Boy, I'd be willing to do it. So anyway, I saw this coming 15 and 20 years ago. That was the gist of it. California has 17,000 illegal immigrants driving tractor trailers with California tractor trailer licenses. Can you imagine that? One of them has just been deported to Mexico. It's the fourth time he's been back and forth.
And they probably can't speak English.
Well, that's
or
the
read
that's the other
English.
part. Well, see what they can do with the phones now is you can talk English. How are you, Ed? And everything. And it comes out
Interpret it.
Spanish.
I know that.
That's an amazing
Yeah,
thing.
but to
when
pass a driver's test, you got to, do a written exam.
I
How
think
are you going to
that-
do a written exam if you can't understand, can't read English?
I think that some money changes hands, and they all manage to pass these exams. They do in Massachusetts.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that is crazy. And Susie said to me, things she watches on TV are unbelievable, but accidents. And she likes the ones where they have the cameras that are on the dashboards.
Oh, yeah, right.
Show the accident happening. Some of them are really awful. The trucks, they just veer over into each other, and
But yet they still elect the same people to run the state, mayors, governors, and
Yep.
And they're all windbags. You got the governor there. He's tall, handsome, got a nice head of hair, and he speaks well, and he's a windbag. He's got nothing behind it. And why are you voting for these people?
it is absolutely amazing.
The same with Chicago. All this stuff going. Why do you put a guy who can probably didn't get by the fourth grade as mayor? And
Did you see the article about him in the newspaper? His acceptability rating was 4%.
but yet he got elected.
Oh, this is after he got elected,
I
but-
know.
Yeah. Well, he'll get reelected, I'm sure.
I'm sure he will. Yeah.
Because out there, it's really driven by your ethnicity.
Yeah. That's right.
And when we start electing people based on the color of their skin, we've really gone down.
Right. Well, the people, mainly in the Democratic Party, are lifelong. They start out, like I've said before, in local government, and then they go to state government, and they make a career of it because, number one, they're not very bright to begin with. Number two, they probably couldn't get a half-decent job doing anything else, so they become part of this fraternity, if you want to call it, or organization, and they move up. And as long as they go by what they're told to say and do, they advance. And if they don't, they get kicked out. But if you stay with them, you'll get an advancement, you'll rise up, you'll make a half-decent living, you'll have influence, you'll have perks that you and I don't have.
The tides
But
lift all boats.
So you don't have to be very bright. And I've said that to my son who lives in Boston. I said, the people that get elected in Boston, most of them aren't very bright, but they get elected. But, it comes back to you and I and the people that live in. If you want to vote those people in, good luck to you. But when things go wrong, don't come yelling and saying what happened, because you the guys that voted him in.
Yeah.
And it's up to, it's that way all over the country. The smartest people, look at all the mayors in these cities. They're not very bright. Look at the one in Los Angeles. Look at Gavin Newsom. They said his SAT scores were in the 3 digits. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
3 digits. I mean, that's almost like an imbecile. But yet he arose because he started out in the Democratic Party, rose up through the ranks, became mayor of San Francisco.
But I blame a lot of this on the electorate.
Well, that's what I said. The people who vote for them.
The
It's their own
people are, for instance, this stupid town. If we went around with a scorebook, you and I, up to the dumps, Eddie, and asked everybody, can you name any of the 3 selectmen? They'd say, what's a selectman? Well, what form of government do we have? Town government.
Yeah, they wouldn't know.
Huh? So.
Well, like I said, you don't have to be bright. You got to be fairly attractive, okay? You got to speak well, and that's about it. If you look good and you speak well, you got a future, because you can say anything you want. Like the one that's going to be mayor in New York, give them all this free stuff. But if you're handsome or beautiful and you speak well, boy, you got a great future ahead of you.
Do you know that all I could think of when I watched him and President Trump in their little meeting they had for TV afterwards is he was standing up and Trump was sitting down.
Yeah, I noticed that.
And I'm here with my daddy.
They didn't have that little fireside chat with the couch when the dignitaries come in with the fireplace.
Because that would have been equal.
Yeah.
And
No, you stand there and keep quiet.
That's right.
And when I want to tell you something, you listen.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
And then he came out 2 days later and called him a fascist.
Yeah. And you know what? And Trump said, don't worry. We went over that before, remember?
I told him where the money's coming from, and if he wants it.
But it was like, here's my son. He's in kindergarten now.
But he's a
Talk to the people. Say hi to the people.
I noticed him standing in Trump's. I noticed that right at the beginning. That shows you power.
That was great.
Who's got the power and who doesn't.
Oh, man.
It's going to be fun to watch New York in the next week. It really is.
It is. You know what? I'll be willing to bet you if we could have sat there and watched it, we would have seen Trump cutting him right off at the knees on this subject, that subject. We're not going to do that. No, you're not going to do that. Here's what I'll let you do, but you're not going to do that. And that's how it went.
Yeah, but Trump played it right for the news media and that, because if he attacked him, they'd say, he's a horrible, he attacked this guy before he played it cool. I didn't think that's the way it was going to come out. I was looking for a battle, but, so Trump knows how to do things.
Trump knows how to handle things, and the mayor-to-be, I think, understands how things go, too.
Yeah.
I could argue with Trump, but there'd only be one outcome, and that is me looking like an idiot.
Yeah, true. That's true. Another thing, if he gives everybody free buses, who do you think's going to be on the buses 24 hours? Homeless people, right? Nice and warm in there, got a nice seat.
I'm not
get a
getting off
blanket.
that.
Oh, yeah, you're going to go, it's so good.
Keep this bus running.
I hate to say it, I almost wish the worst so people can finally figure out what socialism and capitalism is, because they don't know the difference.
Yep.
And now you got a chance to find out. If you like it, great. If you don't like it, well, then you got an alternative.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But I think as this goes downstream, people are going to see what it is.
Oh, yeah,
they
they will.
always have,
Yeah,
and they've
yeah.
always rejected
Yeah.
socialism. I can't believe anybody's going to jump on board unless you're Granny Warren
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever.
Well, it's
People-
the young generation that don't know what socialism. They think it's free. Everybody's going to live free and equal.
Yeah.
They don't understand it, and they don't teach it. In college.
Yeah, they're going to be shocked when they find out the rich are going to be, well, a little bit more equal than
Oh,
you're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to be,
No,
Sonny.
That's right. Yeah. Because
Oh.
most of them had it easy all their life. They went to college,
right.
came from fairly nice homes, and had it easy. Never had to work hard. So now they say, well, I got this degree and I'm working, but gee, it'd be nice if I didn't have to worry about anything, and this and that. And maybe socialism's good. It'll give the poor people a chance to succeed, and everything's going to be all right, But
Go to the
Yeah.
store and buy whatever you want and not
it's-
pay for it.
like they say, socialism's great till they run out of other people's money.
That's
Then
exactly
what are they going
right.
to do next?
And that's going to be
Yeah,
a lesson they're
that's
going
right.
to learn. And it's interesting. I wonder who will crack first in the Democratic Party. I don't know.
It's going to be the old guard, because the young ones get all the energy and they get more power, and they got, the mayor of New York, and they got a mayor out in Seattle, and the mayor out in Seattle was living off the parents' money. They were giving her and her husband and her child money just to survive. So now she says, well, I don't need my parents' support anymore because I'm mayor. I can make enough money.
I'm a big girl
Yeah,
now.
yeah, right. So if that's the type of people you want, again, she's probably not the brightest bulb in the, in the socket, but she gives a good story, and Seattle's very socialist anyway.
Yeah.
So why not? Good luck to them. I say good luck.
Yeah, keep your experiment out there on the West Coast, though. Go to talk to
Yeah.
people in Oregon
Yeah,
and California,
yeah.
Just to leave us
Yeah,
alone.
yeah, right.
The Rocky Mountains, just
Yeah,
stay
stay
on the
there.
other side. One of the things that bothers me is police protection. Norfolk, we are very, very, to my way of thinking, lucky.
Yes, we are.
We've always funded the fire and police stations, police departments well. And I think somewhere along the line we realized we got a good thing going here in Norfolk. We have a nice little town. It's clean. It's not overrun with smelly businesses, although clean businesses would be all right.
Sure.
But we've actually, we've got educated people in town. We've been a magnet for
Yeah.
people that I think are a little bit
Yeah.
up
no,
here.
Oh, yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah, and have seen that Norfolk is a pretty good deal. So I worry about, though, is all these articles, and I'm going to get to a few of them. Teen busted with Glock 19. The police found a Glock 19 on a 17-year-old Tuesday morning while arresting another person for an outstanding warrant. Boston police officers found Antonio Walker, 18, in South Boston. Blah, blah, blah. We don't want the teens coming out here with Glocks. So, Norfolk police have always been attuned to that. We've had townies that have been our police chiefs, and it's worked well. They know the town.
Right.
So, I've always supported the police. A couple of growing up, my two best friends were cops. Do you remember Mickey Campbell? Bob Campbell?
I don't know.
No, I think he had gone to Dedham to the sheriff's office by then.
Yeah, because I moved in 71.
And Charlie Ray.
Yeah, Charlie Ray, I remember that. Yeah.
Jackie Ray and Billy Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catapotus, remember Cat?
Georgie Cat.
George was
George's
a character.
a cat.
And the other one who, what the heck was his wife, worked for the Dacey's there.
Oh, Bill Mayo.
Mayo, yeah. They were in Carr. I mean, I knew those
Herbie
guys.
Carr,
They were they were characters. They were nice guys, and they were real.
Yeah.
Like you said, they were town people.
Yeah.
Characters.
They weren't. They didn't break any records about going into the police department Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No.
But
yeah.
They were what you wanted.
Yeah.
All right. Oh God, Bobby. Bobby, get out of the car. You can't even stand up, for God's sake. You're drunk. Come on, Bobby. Hop right in the cruiser here. I'll take you home.
Yeah.
And I'll get Kevin Roach to come tow the car in.
Right.
We won't tell anybody about it. You tell your dad, though. But tell him I was the one that brought you home, too.
That was like the old, was it the Andy Griffith show where he was the cop in the small?
Yeah.
Same idea as that. Yeah, they had the
Otis.
drunk guy. Otis was always in.
Always in the cell.
Yeah. No, that's the way it was. It's great.
Yeah.
And hopefully it'll stay that way. If the newer people move in and don't want to change it, because they're going to be the ones that vote these selectmen, and they already are to a certain point. So.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
They are.
Hopefully it'll stay. It'll never be like it was.
No.
But the good thing is, the people moving in are high quality people. They're well educated, and if and when they have kids, I'm sure they're gonna, watch over them and make sure nothing
The kids are brought up differently.
Yeah, differently, right, here than they would. Yeah. So that's a good thing. I think that's good for the town.
I mean, I used to stop every once in a while at the corner and go into the horse and carriage and have a beer before I headed home, from work or something. Oh, Bill, come over here. You got to take him home. He's been here since 2 o'clock. You should face it. Oops. But I don't want to take him home. I said, this is going to be a fist fight. You know that. He's not going to want to go home with me. And then we'd get into this, well, I don't want him here. If I let him drive, this could boomerang on me good if he hit somebody. And well, all right, fine, I'll drive him home. So we went over and talked to him. I'm not going home with him. I can't remember how many times that happened.
Wow.
And I can't remember how many times it was the same guy, too. After a while, though, he got used to me driving him.
You're a good friend.
Yeah. Oh, boy. But, here's a kid, 18 years old. What the devil's he doing with a Glock 19? Oh, and here's something interesting, too. He's been arraigned in juvenile court for unlawful possession of a firearm, unlawful possession of ammunition, carrying a loaded firearm without a license, and unlawful possession of a large capacity feeding device. Well, those are the kind of guys, when they come out here, they break into houses and stuff like that.
Right.
And they're carrying Glocks. Yeah. I don't think that. And so I applaud the Norfolk cops for stopping cars. They don't recognize at 1 in the morning. That's good police work, in my estimation. Here's a wonderful story. Man sets woman on fire on Chicago commuter train. Lawrence Reed was sitting at the back of a car on a Blue Line train when he approached a woman as she sat with her back to him, according to the police. Reed removed the cap from a plastic bottle, doused the woman with what was believed to be gasoline. The 26-year-old woman ran to the back of the car. Reed ignited the bottle, approached the woman, and set her on fire. According to the affidavit, surveillance video showed Reed at the gas station about 30 minutes before the attack, filling a small container with gasoline. The woman was taken to a hospital where she is listed in critical condition. Now, I think if we delved into this story and found out a little bit more about Lawrence Reed, I think mental problems are probably in his background.
Probably, yeah.
And I think also maybe some police arrests for breaking and entering or something. But my question is, how can the court not take this bozo and send him off to a hospital for 30 days observation to find out whether he's got all his marbles or not? And if he doesn't have them, put him away in a mental prison, one that is for mental patients. We used to have those. Now we mix them all up now because we're advanced.
The only way that's going to stop in any city is if that woman was the wife of the mayor, or the daughter of the mayor, or some relation, and actually died. Do you think the mayor would have said, well, he had a bad back, bringing up, I don't care if my wife got burned, but, that guy should really get another chance. And, that's the only way you're going to stop it. Because if people at random have this problem, then the people in government don't care. They got their security and their armed guards. But if someone, the same with the drivers, the illegal drivers, they kill the mayor's son, you think the mayor, what's that going to do? I mean, I don't know.
You know what I'd love to be able to do? Be to call up this story 6 months from now and see exactly what has happened.
Yeah, where he is.
Yeah.
Whether he still has ankle braces.
I have a hunch where he is. Man charged with shining laser pointer at Marine One helicopter. Would you explain to me what Jacob Samuel Winkler, 33, of Washington, D.C., was doing beaming a laser pointer at a military aircraft? A felony punishable by a maximum prison sentence of 5 years.
So are they going to put him in jail for 5 years?
I don't think he's been tried yet. I think he's gone off to the nut house for an examination.
Well, that's the problem with these crimes like that. They don't punish them. They let them off. And they should, maybe got to build bigger jails. I don't know what the answer is.
Oh. Marine One was airborne on Saturday near the White House when a U.S. Secret Service patrol officer spotted Winkler walking on a sidewalk, shirtless and loudly talking to himself. The officer wrote in an affidavit. The officer said he shone a flashlight at Winkler, who apparently retaliated by flashing a red laser beam at the officer's face. As Marine One flew over their heads, Winkler looked up and shined the laser pointer at the helicopter, according to the officer. After the officer handcuffed him, Winkler repeatedly talked about apologizing to Trump. This kind of behavior in a civilized society can't be tolerated. And yet, I'll be willing to bet you this nutbag is out walking around in the custody of his father and mother. You know, he's had a rough upbringing. He was scared by a squirrel once when he was a child. Yet you see these arrests like this, and you'd love to be able to follow through with them and find out what the devil's going on. I like this story here. Man killed mom's lover over a steak dinner. 41-year-old Middleborough man is charged with fatally stabbing his mother's partner and then dousing the man's body with lighter fluid. He's being held without bail. Middleborough police went to the home after receiving multiple 911 calls reporting a fight and a stabbing. Then they found this guy, Pomelo, suffering from 17 stab wounds and a steak knife lying nearby. He was taken to the hospital, Morton Hospital, and pronounced dead. The witnesses say the two men were arguing over a steak and sausage dinner that turned violent.
Wow. What happened? The son wasn't getting the steak and the boyfriend was? Why?
Something went wrong here. Maybe he didn't get his medium rare. 4 police officers shot in Topeka, Kansas. 4 law enforcement officers were shot Saturday morning while responding to a residence in a rural area south of Topeka, Kansas. Their conditions are still very fluid, the reporter says. A male suspect died from gunshot wounds. I guess the highway patrol unloaded on him. The other male was injured and taken to a hospital and is in stable condition. The scene of the shooting is a house off a 2-lane road that runs to Topeka. The area of the shooting is a rural region close to U.S. Highway 75. What's interesting about this story and caught my attention is if someone called this into a police department, it could take 30, 40 minutes for police to respond. Right. Because rural Kansas means a house over there, and 12 miles is another house, and another house up on the hill there that's about 9 miles away.
Right.
And it's interesting to see how they function out there. I like the Midwest. I like the people out there.
Yeah, they're good.
But, you know, if there's a fire or a shooting or anything like that, wow.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, response time.
And you know what? They all pack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Because they got to.
Oh, yeah, I have to. Yeah.
I mean, like up in Maine, they do. You know, they don't brag about it, but they just quietly pack them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you don't even need to have a license up in Maine to carry them.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. I didn't know that.
However, it's interesting. If you what they don't want is concealed weapons. If you got a weapon, put it right out there. Show it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, you know, you say to yourself, what happened here? But they don't have the rest of the story. This is a good one. Car fleeing police in Tampa slams into a bar, killing 4. How does stuff like this happen? I can tell you how it happens. Fire water is how it happens. But an air patrol unit with Tampa Police Department spotted the car driving recklessly on a freeway about 12:40 a.m. And they saw it on a side street racing through another neighborhood. So they finally caught up with him and tried bumping him, and it was quite a chase, evidently. He finally lost control of the car and hit more than a dozen people outside a bar. 3 people died at the scene, 4th died at the hospital, and the 5th was hospitaled in critical condition. 8 additional victims were being treated at local hospitals. Now, I wonder if this guy got a load on at home or whether he got a foreign load in a bar. Usually, they get a foreign load because usually Mamacita or somebody with half a brain at home tries to stop them. But the Tampa Mayor Jane Castor was very good. She said, "Our entire city feels this loss." Well, I'm glad to see she does. Boy, oh boy. Okay. So, this is bothersome. We have something in Massachusetts called Veterans Preference. If you take a civil service exam, you can ask for Veterans Preference. And you either get the job or you get so many points towards the job.
Right.
Well, a disabled military veteran is suing the city of Boston and its fire commissioner, alleging they are improperly using a new cadet program aimed at diverting fire department ranks to bypass veterans and other more qualified candidates. I think this has to do with more firemen's skin colors and or genders or both.
Yeah, DEI.
Yeah. But so let's bump a veteran. Let's bump a guy that was in Iraq or a guy that was in Afghanistan and put his life on the line. I mean, let's bump him and let's get some minority and leave it at that. That's not right.
No, it isn't. No. No, they should get preference. And if you're going to hire someone, hire the best. I mean, whether he's got 2 heads, a tail, his color is green, you know, if he's the best, you hire him, because if you have good people under you, you're going to look better, no matter if it's a business or a government. The better the people under you are, the better you're going to look.
Absolutely. However, there are people that say, well, I don't know, they're pressuring me to put a fill in the blank in this position, and I feel icky if I don't.
Well, get a little backbone.
Yeah.
That's the trouble with the Democrats right now.
That's exactly
They've got
right.
this young group of socialists coming in, and they're threatening the old guard. The old guard won't tell them where to go. They just sort of quiver and say, all right, do what you want. And that's future Democratic Party is going to be those type of people. The older ones are leaving. Even the senator, they're all leaving because they don't want to put up with this young group. But they should have stopped them right at the beginning. Pelosi should have, and she did do it with AOC a couple of times, put them in their place and tell them to keep their mouths shut. And we want you to talk. We'll tell you to talk.
We'll squeeze your
and
head.
Don't you criticize anyone.
That's right.
You know, but they let it get out of hand, and now the genie's out of the bottle, and that's the end of the old Democratic Party that we all knew. Just JFK and Clinton and that crowd.
And remember the 11th commandment: "Thou shalt not speak ill of a fellow Democrat."
That's right. No, it's an organization or a fraternity. And that's the way it's always been, and now it's going to be broke up.
So, I subscribe to the National Rifle Association's magazine, The American Rifleman. It's extremely well written. It's not some nutbag deal. These are intelligent people that are putting together a newspaper or magazine, Ted, and they have wonderful articles in there about new guns, a lot of stuff about gun safety, you know. So they've had a column for years called The Armed Citizen. Well, then there was a woman who wrote an article about this magazine in the New York Times and said, I have never read a single article where a person, a civilian, pulled out a concealed weapon and saved another person's life. This is full of those stories every single month. For instance, a 62-year-old heavily intoxicated man arrived by bicycle at a convenience store in Indian River County, Florida, on the afternoon of October 3rd. The man allegedly threatened a woman outside the store with a gun, saying he was going to kill her, and then proceeded inside the store after the woman fled. Still armed, the man demanded everyone inside the store leave. A female clerk was also armed, however, and she pushed the man back outside, telling him to drop his gun. She disarmed him and forced him to wait on his knees with his hands in the air until the police could arrive. The man was charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, possession of a firearm by a felon, etc. Well, there's an example.
Right.
Here's another one. In San Antonio, Texas, in the morning of October 4th, a masked man allegedly entered a shop selling smoking supplies, threatened the clerk with a gun, and demanded money. The clerk, however, drew his own firearm and shot the suspect multiple times, landing him in critical condition at the time of reporting.
Right.
There was another good one here. Anyway, there's always a woman was home alone with her child near Chicago, Illinois, around 10 p.m. on August 16th, when she heard someone breaking in. She armed herself and retreated to a closet with her child. The intruder, however, proceeded upstairs to the hiding spot, so the woman shot and killed him. The investigation revealed the man had several prior convictions, including 3 burglaries, and was on parole at the time of the incident. Do you have a problem with that?
No.
No, neither do I. Someone goes into your house with a gun. Man, all bets are off.
Right.
He has no rights
Right.
at that point in time.
Plus, you have the right to defend yourself
That's
also.
exactly right.
Right.
And you have to assume he's got that gun for a reason.
Right.
And it's not a good one for you. Yeah. A lot of these stories end with, and she shot and killed him. So I don't know what this woman was talking about, but
Why is she reading this rifle magazine if she's against arms? You
I'm
know?
sure somebody
I mean,
sent
why-
it to her or something. But you know, this is,
Remember Rifleman Chuck Connors?
yeah, yeah. But they have articles about weapons
Yeah.
in here,
Oh,
and
yeah. Yeah.
firing, and all kinds of things. It's a very, very well written magazine. Anyway, I just thought that if that woman is watching the program, I don't even know who the hell she is or where she's from, but if she's got any class, she's watching.
Yeah,
this
that's
program.
true. We only want good, smart people watching.
Yep. You know, Over in Nigeria must be an interesting place to be. They broke into a school over there and stole 303 school children and 12 teachers. At St. Mary's School, a Catholic institution in north central Nigeria's Niger state. So they're still, as far as I know, holding these children. They also have 88 students who were also captured after they tried to escape during the attack. The kids, students were from 10 to 18. It's quite a little country they got going on over there.
Well, Africa's not, it's, I don't know, they don't have democracy over there anyway, and it's...
They have no history of it.
History of it. The ones who have all the guns and the ammunition and the power run the countries, and, it's a sad story, but we should be so happy to live in this country compared to what that is. And why would anyone complain about us? Why would we complain about it? Yeah. It's the best country in the world. Yeah. Everyone wants to come here. No one wants to leave. And yet the ones that are born here and lived here complain about the country. That really boils me.
After I retired, I worked as a security guard a couple of nights a week. Mm-hmm. I was going berserk at home. And folks, you'll have to wait till the second half of the show for the rest of this story. All right, I can keep going? Yeah. So I worked with a fellow down to Norwood, and he guarded one building and I guarded another. And it was in darkness, 12 to 8. Nobody's in the two buildings. So he'd come over every once in a while. We'd shoot the breeze. I'd take a walk over to his building because we had radios and everything.
Yeah, sure.
Come to find out he's from Nigeria. And so I got talking to him. I asked him a bunch of questions. And he said, Bill, Nigeria was a great country when the British ruled us.
Right.
We had streets.
Yeah.
We had drinkable water. We had police. We had schools. We had homes. We were civilized. And then we smartly told the Brits, go away, we don't want you anymore. And now we're back to being savages again.
No, that happened in a lot of places in Africa. The Dutch had some, and I'm sure the French had some. Yeah, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Then they've lived tribally all that time, and I guess you go back to that if you
when
don't
there's
have
no one there to take them by the hand and guide them down the path.
Right.
Well, it goes to hell in a handbasket.
Yeah, right.
All right, folks, it's now halftime. So get a couple of beers and come on back.